Howdy, I'm Ian.
And I'm Chris.
We've decided to return for some reason for another beautiful Wednesday.
We have.
Can't explain as to why.
We're just kind of drawn here by some kind of mystical force. Is it snails? Is it snails that's drawing us here?
No, snails would be drawing us away or pulling us away from something, no?
No?
Aren't you running away from your snail? Or have you embraced your snail?
I'm talking about Dungeons and Dragons, the movie.
Oh. Why? How does... I don't understand.
Huh?
Anyway.
Remember that at the end, Marlon Wayans, like, he's dead, you know?
Yeah.
And shit, and, like, the
Spoilers.
his, like, magic... If you really want to watch this movie, there's a spoiler warning for you. Anyway, he fucking dies.
Marlon Wayans is dead.
Uh-huh. Marlon Wayans is dead.
Anyway, snails.
But then, you know, his magic, like, sucks them into the stone, and then they go on another adventure that we never see because that movie sucked.
I mean, there's a new D&D movie coming out.
True. But I highly doubt we'll see any.
I don't think it's canon, like in the original cinematic universe.
Oh, my God.
Something tells me. I have the sneaking suspicion that it's not related.
Eventually we'll get a multiverse movie, and it'll all just be tied together, you know?
You're right.
Yeah.
Marlon Wayans going to be there as a snail.
Yeah, Jeremy Irons is going to come back, and he's going to be like...
I've got a castle to pay for.
Yeah. And we're just going to be like, oh, my God, it's the green guy. I mean, it's the dude. Ow. Whoa. I love that. I've got a castle to pay for.
I've got a castle to pay for.
I just love when somebody asked him, like, why were you in that? That was terrible. It was just like, I just bought a castle. I'm like, that shit's fucking expensive.
Yeah. Have you ever bought a castle before?
That shit's crazy.
Crazy.
Michael Caine said the same thing about him being in Jaws 4: The Revenge.
I didn't realize, first of all, I didn't realize there was that many Jaws films. Secondly, Michael Caine was in it.
Yeah. Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Watch the wine.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's the one where
crazy.
That's the one where they're up in New York, where it usually takes place, stuff like that, and they like fly down to Florida to get away from it, and like the shark beats them there, while they're flying in a plane. Because, fucking,
Do they realize there are sharks in Florida too? Like, they didn't have to use the same shark.
Yeah, I guess, but like...
I don't understand.
Also, the shark is a direct descendant from the first shark that got blown up in the first movie, and it has a vendetta against fucking this person's family way, way down the line, and they can recognize and have fucking... It's so strange.
This has, like, Sharknado vibes. Like, dialed down, sure, but Sharknado vibes.
This is the one where they kill the shark by, like, piercing it with the front of the hull of the ship, and it still blows up because, you know, you gotta have a satisfying explosion, even though it doesn't make sense. And also that's the one where the shark roars like a lion when it comes out of the water. It's like...
Right, Raggy?
Well, it sounds better than what I'm doing. Like that. You would think it would sound like what I'm doing because it sucks, but, you know. It's actually a decent segue into the fact that on Friday we're going to catch Jaws in the theater.
Hey, do you know showtimes for that? We didn't actually look into that.
I believe there's like 4 or 5.
It's a Fathom event, right?
I don't even know. I know it's at Regal. Jaws theater times, just, you know. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, due to the ever expanding nature of the World Wide Web, we've decided to integrate it into our show. We have a laptop right here that will do various things, help us out.
It's kind of on my desk, and we were just like, "Hey, should we keep this here?" Jaws returning to theaters this summer.
True. It's doing a little dun, you know.
I don't see it. I'm just gonna go to the Regal website, I guess. Anyways, we saw a movie yesterday. There's an IMAX theater in our Regal?
Presumably.
You know what? I already knew that. I watched Fallen Kingdom in that IMAX theater.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Still haven't seen Dominion, but I watched Fallen Kingdom in that IMAX theater.
Fallen Kingdom's better than fucking Dominion.
Have you seen Dominion?
No, but I've seen a synopsis of it.
That's not fair.
Is it?
I mean, you didn't think it was fair that I was judging, what was it, Us on a synopsis?
I didn't say that I didn't think it was fair. I just said that you should give it another look.
So maybe you should give Dominion another look. The
All right,
logic
fine.
follows. The math adds up.
Fair enough. I'll give Dominion another look. I just hope that there's
I
more
haven't seen it
dinosaurs
either,
in it the second time than the first one.
I haven't
Maybe
seen
they
it
added a
either.
few.
So, I mean, it could very well be a terrible film, just like everybody says. But, like, I don't know. I have this tendency to just, like, halfway take in people's reviews of films, because it's like sometimes popular opinion is generally right.
So,
but then sometimes it's like, you guys are a bunch of idiots. This movie's actually okay.
Yeah, this movie's pretty good. Yeah. I mean,
so I'm holding out hope.
Yeah. 100%.
It's probably a waste of time and energy.
Yeah.
But that remains to be seen.
Fair enough. Jury's still out on
Right.
Jurassic Park Old Dominion. You know, the one that takes place entirely in the state of Virginia. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Over there's where Stonewall Jackson was shot. And here's your free pamphlet on how to buy a gun. It's called Be American. That's all it says. It's just one bullet point. It's like, oh.
Asterisk must be 21 or older to buy a handgun.
Unless you're at a private show, then it doesn't matter. You could literally be 15.
That's not true.
It kind of.
Oh.
There was like this one news station, and I don't know if this is true necessarily in the state of Virginia, so I can't 100% speak.
That sounds like a Texas thing.
I think they were in like Oklahoma or something like that.
That's basically Texas too.
But there was like this 15-year-old that was like going through like all these different things. Like he went to like a convenience store and was like, "Hi, I'd like some cigarettes." And like the guy's like, "How old are you?" And he's like, 15. He's like, "No."
No.
No. He's like, "Well, what about beer?" It's like, "Yeah, no, still no."
Still
in fact,
no.
double no. That's more no.
In fact, that's worse.
And he's just like,
Although in the state of Virginia, they're the same age now.
Really?
21. You have to be 21 to buy cigarettes.
Yeah, stupid.
Oh, are you personally offended by this? So you can't
just
buy
make
your
it-
cigarettes?
Just make it.
Well,
Well,
you
not
can.
even.
You are for 21. But, like, you know.
Yeah, but like. Here's the thing. It was 18 when I was 18, and then it, like within like a week, it was just like no. It's like don't take it away from me. I don't even want to buy cigarettes, but don't take away it.
You didn't smoke.
Don't take it away from me. I don't like that.
I do actually know somebody who had started smoking.
Yeah.
And then they changed the age, and he was like, "Well, what am I supposed to do now? I'm addicted to nicotine."
Arrest me, I guess. No, but he goes to like buy a lottery ticket as well, and they're just like no. And then he like goes to like a gun convention, and it's just like, "Hi, I'd like to buy that AR-15 right there," and it's just like, "It'd be $300." There you go. No questions. It's like, oh Jesus.
That's got some hardcore Texas vibes.
Yeah.
Even if it was in Oklahoma, that's still Texas vibes. Yeah. Because like the gun show near us, they check your ID at the door.
Do they?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Or at least they did.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't been in a few years. I haven't been since before the pandemic or anything like that.
Before.
And I've also never tried to actually buy a gun at it. I bought a knife at it once.
I bought a couple knives there. I'm usually a knife guy.
I like window shopping.
You got a lot of windows you need shopping for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I broke another window last week.
Whoa. Wow. It's like that scene in Better Off Dead where it's like just going down the row of garage door windows that the kid throwing the papers have broken and shit. And he's like, no, fuck. And then his garage door breaks after he finally gets it up, and then just all of them. That movie's great. If you haven't seen that movie, watch it. It's good.
Yeah.
Good
It's
stuff.
it's definitely a movie that was made in the 20th century.
It's definitely a movie that was made specifically in the 80s.
Definitely one of the films of all time.
You know it was good. Come on. I won't hear this.
So we saw The Invitation yesterday.
We did.
Christian did not have high hopes for that film.
No, I did not.
But I think you actually liked it more than I did.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was fine. But
I thought it was very well done.
Yeah, you seem to be very... I thought it was a good movie.
I was not expecting the camera work to be as solid as it was, given what it was. And there was no overuse of CGI or, like, you know...
Yeah, you were saying
terrible
while we were watching
effects.
it, you're appreciating the practical effects.
Yeah. I didn't care for, like, too many of the scares, you know what I mean? Because, like, it really just wasn't that scary, to be honest. But, like, I'm not going to say it wasn't well set up, and I'm not going to say that somebody who isn't, like, you know, has, like, a weaker constitution to, like, scary stuff would, like, not be scared by it, you know? Boo. Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was very, very, very good. I didn't know anybody in it.
The cast is not exactly A-list.
The cast is unknown. 110%.
Not entirely, but you know.
Yeah.
Like we were just talking about it, that old lady that's like the lady's maid was in The Water Horse.
Yeah.
A certified hood classic.
Uh-huh.
The guy who plays the butler, he was in a couple things, like as an extra, sort of. So
Yeah.
I know his face.
I've definitely seen like a few of them before.
What was the guy's name again? I don't know.
The main girl is like
Sean Pertwee. Apparently, he's from a famous British theatrical acting family.
I can give you like a laundry list of like the dollar store equivalents of these people. You know what I mean? Like the main girl is obviously like dollar store equivalent of like Zoe Kravitz. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying that any of these people are bad. It's just that obviously like you couldn't get these people, so you got these other people.
So you
know?
got yeah.
The handmaiden lady and stuff like that. It's clearly like Judi Dench.
Judi Dench, but Scottish.
I'm going to launch into a slight rant, just a little bit.
Okay,
I'm not even going to get loud or like you know.
I'll be patient.
Well, the fact that they put more money and time into this movie than they did the Resident Evil movie, which could have made even more money than this if they had put in the same amount of time and care into it, is actually really annoying. And I'm upset. What are you looking at? Huh. Oh, you want to find out like the budgets respectively?
I mean, maybe.
Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City is what I'm talking about.
Maybe, but really, what I'm looking for is the director,
Johannes Roberts. Yeah. He's done things.
Has he? Known for Resident Evil 47 Meters Down. That looks terrible. Dark Hunters.
Both 47 Meters Down movies.
Sure, but those both look cheesy and terrible.
Yeah.
They both look like they're riding off the success of Jaws and...
Oh no, yeah, they're bad. He also directed The Strangers like remake.
Prey at Night. Interesting.
Or not necessarily a remake, but the sequel.
The Other Side of the Door. Like, it sounds like it could be interesting.
Isn't that the one where like there's like a red door?
I have no idea.
No,
that door is decidedly not red.
Yeah. This is not the movie that I thought it was going to be. There's one movie that's like I think it's actually just called The Red Door, to be honest.
Probably. That sounds like a film name.
But I thought that movie was going to be good, and then it ended up being bad. I usually just go on Wikipedia for stuff like that.
Oh
actually.
yeah, I'm on the director's thing anyway. I'm not even on.
I can do a little real quick.
But
Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City budget.
Yo, wait, what? Welcome to Raccoon City won an award.
It did? For what exactly? Oh God, excuse me.
Stunt ensemble.
Okay.
ACTRA Toronto Award for Dan Skeen.
That's definitely an award to win.
It was also nominated for Best Costume Design in Film Contemporary.
What exactly like is their definition of costume design?
I'm not sure. Whatever the characters are wearing, I guess.
Okay.
Why?
Because I know that there's no practical effects on any of the monsters. They're like all CG. So like
I would imagine
I know
just
that
the main characters then.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, they don't look terrible here.
Yeah.
They look like generic zombie survivor film characters.
You're right.
But that's probably
But
why
they shouldn't.
It was nominated.
Yeah.
But it didn't win that award.
I should say Lisa Trevor looked fine. She
Yeah.
was actually practical effects, and they decided to do that. But like her character's not the character.
You just have a
it's
hard
supposed
on
to
for
be.
practical effects.
Huh. They just look better. Like unequivocally.
Did that zombie just write "itchy, tasty" in blood on the window?
Yeah, it did.
Why?
That's a reference to like so there's like somebody in the first game who's like keeping a diary of like them slowly turning into a zombie, and it's actually pretty sad, like
Oh.
talking about like how their mental like degradation is going on, and then the very last entry is itchy tasty, signifying that they have gone full zombie and shit.
Zomboid.
In this it just happens, like they're just like going along, and then it's a jump scare that you see a zombie behind a door, and it's already written out itchy tasty in blood, and it's like, cool. Glad you guys played the game. Also, that happens not even where it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, oh god, that movie's all over the place. It's actually one of the worst, if not the worst movie I've ever seen.
That's bold.
It is. And
You've
obviously
seen Driven.
I
starring
have
Sylvester
seen
Stallone,
Driven. Driven is
featuring
more
Burt Reynolds.
Driven is more enjoyable than this movie because it has its own, ethos, and it can do whatever it wants with it. And even though there's terrible stuff within it, it is, marginally better than this thing that is trying to adapt a piece of source material and doing the worst job I've ever seen. Ian, they take an elevator from an orphanage in a city down.
There could be an orphan at the bottom of that elevator shaft.
They could be an orphan. They take an elevator. They're in an orphanage in Raccoon City.
Okay, sure.
The Spencer Mansion, where everybody else is at, is
Sure.
a good 20, 25 miles away in the Arklay Mountains.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
The only way to reach it is by helicopter. When I tell you that they take an elevator, going down, mind you, this is the only shot we see of them in the elevator. It goes down, and they end up in the basement of the Spencer Mansion as soon as the elevator ride is over. That happens, Ian.
I love
That is the
I love
stupidest.
continuity.
That is the stupidest thing that I've ever seen in a movie, bar none. I cannot think of anything that is like worse than that. Like, are you kidding me? And the Spencer Mansion halfway is fucking mostly CGI. They had a real mansion in this fucking Invitation movie. Oh
They
god,
really-
now
they
I'm
did
just
have
getting
a
worked
real-
up about it. But yeah, just,
They did.
and it looked good. It was a good looking mansion, and it had even better like clues and keys and stuff like that. Very annoyed. Dracula Untold.
Yeah. So after we watched that last night, I went home and I was thinking about the like vampire themed movies that I've seen, and I bought this one on YouTube for like $10.
Last night?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I watched it, and because it was actually brought to mind. Yeah. Oh, okay. It did actually make money. I thought it was I thought it did terrible in the box office, but never mind.
Huh.
It made money. Because I remember it being like, I don't know about critically panned, but I felt like nobody liked it. The Dracula Untold movie from 2014. I love this thing. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me.
Like, was it like good or
Yeah, I mean, I liked it, and like I reaffirmed that last night when I watched it again.
Interesting.
I can show it to you later if you want. But it's Luke Evans playing good old Vladimir.
Huh.
Dominic
Vlad.
Cooper as Sultan Mehmed.
Huh.
Yeah.
These are people that I've heard that I've
Charles Dance, who I would not have recognized had it not been for Game of Thrones. That's Tywin Lannister.
He's in fucking Sandman.
Is he?
He is.
I
He's
apologize for Winston deciding to argue your point there.
he's Roderick Burgess. He's a very important character.
Cool. He's Tywin Lannister.
Wow.
in Game of Thrones.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
He's in many things.
He's a guy. Surely he is an actor.
Uh-huh.
The Gosford Park.
Surely. Wow.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
I've never seen that movie, but I've been meaning to see that at some point in time.
Anyways, that was my only point.
But yeah.
That movie I think was like underrated relatively. I don't remember people liking it very much.
Fair enough.
Maybe that was just in my own head.
Did you ever watch I, Frankenstein?
Frankenstein.
With
No.
the dude who plays Harvey Dent in the Christopher Nolan movies?
I don't think I've seen I, Frankenstein.
That was one that was around that same time as Dracula Untold. In fact, came out same year, it looks like.
2014, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was like him.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think I did see this movie.
The trailer was like a lot of like people like flying around and shit, and it was supposed to be more cinematic than it was supposed to be, you know?
Yeah, because there's like angels for some reason.
Yeah.
I guess the like whole thing is that he's like an affront against God or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Aaron Eckhart, that's the guy. That's what I was trying to think of.
Davy Jones is in this movie.
He is.
I don't know how to say his name.
Bill Nighy?
Is it Nighy?
Or it's either Nighy or Neehy.
Davy Jones.
Davy
Jai
Jones.
Courtney.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Michael Jai White.
I wonder how much this one costs on. Yo, it's got a 5.1 out of 10 on IMDb rating.
How much was Dracula Untold?
I don't know. I for some reason decided to leave that page.
Get back there.
Get back in there.
I should say you said you haven't seen the Francis Ford Coppola
6.2 out of
Dracula.
10. Decidedly better than I, Frankenstein.
I see.
But still like a I don't know. I feel like it's a mid review. What was that?
You still haven't seen you said you hadn't seen the Francis Ford Coppola Dracula.
Oh no.
That's
And I
in
should have watched
1982.
it last night. I just kind of did.
I should have watched all of Dracula's
out of 10.
filmography. Yeah. I mean, it's very well made. Like as far as like practical filmmaking goes, like
Francis Ford
this is
Coppola.
it's kind of a
24 wins, 25 nominations.
won
total.
3 Oscars.
It literally almost 100% win rate for this bad boy.
It is very, very high thought of.
Won the Oscar for Best Costume Design, Best Effects and Sound Effects Editing, Best Makeup,
but not best art direction.
but not Best Art Direction.
Get
Set
fucked,
direction.
Thomas E. Sanders and Garrett Lewis. You didn't win.
Yep.
Sucks to suck.
BAFTA awards,
I'm sure you won other things though. It sounds like you guys are accomplished.
but you still suck.
Uh-huh.
Oh, apparently Eiko Ishioka is dead because that says posthumously Best Costume Design.
Well, these awards were in 2013.
I'm still saying that Eiko Ishioka is dead.
That's fair, but like this movie came out in 1992.
Sure, but my only point was that this guy is dead
Right.
because it says posthumously.
Right. But I'm saying if this award show was like, within the time frame of like when it was supposed to be,
Then
you
it
probably
would not
wouldn't
have said posthumously.
No, right.
But it does say posthumously.
True.
Meaning this individual is dead.
Hey, at least he got to accept his Saturn Award.
He did. He also got to accept his Oscar, for the record.
Fair enough. Well, what else did this guy do? Let's find out what Eiko Ishioka.
Born in Tokyo in 38.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a very old man.
It's
a woman.
It's a woman. Yeah. I was,
Costume designer and director known for Dracula in 92, The Cell 2000, and Mirror Mirror in 12. Wow. She got a posthumous award in 2013.
Yeah. For a movie made fucking 10 years, 20 years
No,
prior.
my point is like the year before she died, she was
Still
active
working.
on a project in Mirror Mirror.
That's
and she was
interesting.
born in 38, so she was old.
Old.
Oh, man. Yeah, age 73. Died
Is
in
that
Tokyo.
is that actually old for like a Japanese person though? They live like a long time, Ian.
I feel like that could be read into as mildly racially charged.
Is it? I don't know.
I
Like
mean-
I've seen like 50-year-old like Japanese people and they look like they're 20. I don't know if it's like just because like they take care of their skin or
tend to have a higher average age,
right.
as in like higher. What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Life expectancy.
I see.
I would say that she died within the American life expectancy of the time.
I see. Okay.
But because I mean, those are just statistics.
Yeah, true.
Statistically speaking, at this time, Americans were living to be in their early to mid 70s, I think.
Right.
Whereas I think you're right, Japanese people tended to, and a lot of East Asia tended to live a little longer. So I don't know.
Fair enough.
Could have been stress.
When I was a kid, I was trying to draw like connections between like why Italian people live so long and stuff like that.
Do they though?
Huh? I heard that they did when I was a kid. So I was just like, oh, it must just be because they have like a ton of olive oil in their system, or like they like
olive oil is like entirely fat.
They like lather it all over them.
It's good not to. You shouldn't eat that much olive oil. Actually.
So I used to eat just like a tablespoon of it when I was a kid.
You shouldn't do that.
Okay.
It's gross.
Tastes good.
I mean, olive oil is good when used to cook things.
Fair enough.
But straight olive oil is gross. It's viscous and it's oily.
Viscous and oily and oh.
Are you mocking me?
Huh? No.
Are you lying?
Okay, moving on. So, this is not the only movies that we've seen this week.
What movie did we see?
Bullet Train.
Oh.
It's kind of an afterthought now, isn't it? No. it's very good.
Yeah, it was very good. I enjoyed it.
You saw it twice. I saw it once.
Well, because I saw it with a friend that was in town, but
Yeah.
you were working, so I was like, oh, okay, we'll just see it later.
We'll see it later.
Shut
when it'll happen.
Leave me alone.
Okay.
Brad Pitt back at it again.
True.
Gotta love that guy.
True. Cast of characters.
Truly was a cast of characters.
Bad Bunny was better than I expected him to be.
Who?
Bad Bunny,
Who's that?
the Latin American recording artist that's on fucking Despacito. He's the wolf guy in fucking Bullet Train.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know?
No, I don't.
I recognized him. I was like, oh, that's Bad Bunny.
I don't even see.
Right there.
Oh, Bad Bunny.
Uh-huh.
Wolf.
Michael Shannon was White Death. I didn't know that. He looked totally different. He's in Knives Out.
Oh.
He's the dad of the racist son.
Good.
Yeah, you know, the one who jerks off the dead deer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love Knives Out. I can't
Apparently
wait for
he's
the
in-
fucking other one.
He's in production for a lot of things that are coming out.
Really?
Amsterdam soon.
American Tragedies Waco?
He's General Zod in The Flash? What?
Oh. The Flash movie that keeps getting pushed back because Ezra Miller's a terrible person.
Must be. Why is General Zod in a Flash movie?
Tell me. Oh, Ben Affleck Batman. Oh.
Batfleck.
Ah.
Well, he also
Oh,
has
Michael Keaton. Wait, didn't this one get canceled or no?
Maybe it did.
Or am I thinking of the Batgirl?
That one did get canceled.
That one also was going to have Michael Keaton in it.
They're really trying to push that Michael Keaton there.
At first, I thought it was the fucking, like, the merger between HBO Max and Discovery Plus. But actually, apparently, that movie, the Batgirl movie, was just that bad.
Well, yeah, I had heard that they just canceled it because they didn't want to, like, tarnish their image with a terrible movie.
Yeah, but, like, they released Batman v Superman.
I didn't think that was that terrible.
I don't know.
I feel like I'm in the minority, but I enjoyed that movie.
Fair enough.
It was very slow, granted, and a little convoluted. If you weren't familiar with a couple of different storylines in the comics, you probably were a little lost.
Peach Tea.
Peach tea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that what Lex Luthor gives that one judge lady or whatever? And then it ends up being like a bomb?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Doesn't
How do you know that name?
Yeah, that was the stupidest part of the entire film. And, like, I don't got to tell you that, you already know. But still.
I'm aware. There's only a couple things that I didn't like about Bullet Train.
So, I was thinking about it, and, like, I don't understand your criticism. It's the perspective thing you were talking about.
Well, there's a couple shots that, like, don't necessarily make sense space-wise. It could upon a second viewing and stuff like that.
I don't think that... I was going to say, I think you were just thrown off by the fact that it was a train and they're going back and forth constantly.
Potentially.
I think that's the case.
For the time being, I'm going to say that it's up in the air. You know what I mean? I'm not even going to stress that much. You know what I mean? That's not even like the biggest.
Jared Leto.
That's not even like the biggest problem that I
30
have
Seconds
with
to
the
Mars.
film. Okay, for like the majority of like okay. For the majority of the spies and operatives, we got to see kind of an elaborate backstory, you know, of how we got there.
Bruh.
Much yelling.
Good Lord. He figured out how to scream recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Screaming is
It's the most eerie thing because his face looks completely normal,
oh God.
but he's just blood-curdling screaming.
If you had a deadpan scream,
Yeah, he figured out how to deadpan scream at like 2 years old.
it's kind of scary.
It's crazy.
It's really scary.
He's going to be a great horror actor.
I'm terrified.
I'm going to cast him so much.
Oh God. But we got pretty much like elaborate like backstories on like a lot of these people. You know what I mean?
Surprisingly so. Like I think that's one of the things I really liked about this film was every now and then it just completely like veered off from what it was talking about.
I love that. The only thing that I didn't love is that we never got one for the Hornet at all.
Well, I think that was just because hers was kind of built in with other people's.
It seemed kind of lazy in comparison. I'd love to see like her rise to becoming this,
her whole shtick was that, people don't see her face. Like when she interacted with Ladybug, he was like, "Why don't we here's your case? We'll just call it a day." And she's like, "But you've seen my face." So I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Because with that one line alone, she establishes that she prefers to remain relatively anonymous. Actually, it's a bit of a spoiler.
The moment that happens, you go into backstory showing all the different disguises that she's done and things of that nature. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
I feel like you could have done something.
You could have done something like that, but I don't think it was necessarily bad that they didn't.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like her character was not greatly expanded upon.
It wasn't fleshed out as much as some of the other characters.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite moments in the movie, though, was when the elder, she's just like, "Would you like to hear a story?" And Ladybug's like, "No. It's a short one." "No, really, I'm good. It's good for you, I think."
I'm just gonna sit here. It's just gonna be fine.
Okay.
The story begins like this.
It was a good one.
100%. There's a million like this movie like just takes the concept of fucking Chekhov's gun and just like throws it like splatter paints it like everywhere. It's fucking insane.
That reminds me of our conversation right after seeing The Invitation last night.
Yeah.
In The Invitation, there's a room that has 2 rifles on the wall.
It does.
And it's shown prominently in a couple of shots.
It is.
So I was like, they're gonna use the gun, but
as well as
the gun.
There's also a wall with a lot of halberds on it and shit like that. Like
That's
plenty
true.
of weapons
they did
are shown.
pass those halberds a lot too. But they never touch. And I was like, I wasn't complaining, but I was like voicing this observation to Christian in the car afterwards. And he's like, "Look, not every movie is Bullet Train where it's Chekhov's everything."
Yeah, Chekhov's Fiji water bottle.
The Fiji water bottle.
The life cycle of that
backstory.
Fiji water bottle. It was a paid actor, that damn Fiji water bottle. I better see it in a museum one day.
Right.
That better be like the steelbook cover. Like, you know what I mean?
Just the Fiji water bottle.
It's just the Fiji water
There's like a
bottle.
lot of ads in this movie. So something
There
tells
is.
me they didn't flesh out the Hornet partially because of budget. The amount of ads in this film sort of signals to me that they weren't working with a ton of money, at least comparatively to a lot of other films.
That's fair.
And they had to put a lot of effort into some of those, let's say, action sequences later in the film
100%.
for the sake of avoiding, spoilers or anything like that. That was a lot of CGI.
Right. Right.
So,
and I don't even hate that in like movies like that. You know what I mean? Like as long as you like keep that fucking like plot, just like if you keep it down on the accelerator. No. I'm talking about CGI and stuff like that. You can use plenty of CGI, But as long as you keep that foot on the accelerator pedal and stuff like that, that way you don't just like...
You don't dwell on it?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's.
Well, to be fair, there's actually a lot of practical effects in the film.
There is. A lot of the fight scenes are great.
They saved up pretty much all of the CGI for the very end.
Right.
When you couldn't do that practically.
They earned it.
They earned it.
Uh-huh. You should only use CGI for when you have to. You know.
Also, just the imagery of just. I love the soundtrack because it's like American songs. Except Japanese. And so just hearing I Need a Hero blaring in Japanese as this angry Russian man is standing there gloriously with the wind blowing through his hair while he's holding a katana, you're just like, oh my God. I want to live this moment forever.
The White Death.
I need a hero.
Great.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Yeah.
I really love that movie.
That show is fantastic. I think that movie's going to benefit greatly from like either its physical release, you know what I mean, when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray, because that's when a lot of movies get discovered like that, you know what I mean, that didn't necessarily get watched a lot in the theater, you know.
Well, to be fair, it's been in the theater for like a month and a half.
It has.
It's been a long run.
You actually didn't even know that until I was like, yeah, this thing's been out.
It's true. You told me and I was surprised.
Yeah. And if it gets a sequel.
Does it need a sequel?
You don't necessarily need a sequel to Bullet Train, but I wouldn't mind seeing more adventures of Ladybug.
Sure,
you know?
I guess.
Brad Pitt, the unlucky.
That's another thing that I love. Is like Brad Pitt's the main character, kind loosely, like it sort of revolves around him, but it feels like for most of the film he's completely in the dark as far as what's going on.
Yeah.
Everything's happening around him, and he's just sort of experiencing it.
100%.
It sort of makes him like a bit of a audience insert to a degree, because he's just a normal dude who got caught up with all these assassins.
But he himself is also technically an assassin.
He says himself he does snatch and grab missions.
Oh, true. Yeah.
He literally he does like odd jobs.
Yeah.
So he steals things, or there's a scene at the very beginning of the movie where it shows him doing like the pictures
the
or like blackmailing,
and the fucking guy falls on his car.
Bellhop who decided he couldn't take it anymore.
But don't worry, buddy. We're gonna get you to the hospital.
Sandra Bullock just like, he didn't die, you got him to the hospital, that's not bad luck. What else has David Leitch done?
I know he directed Deadpool 2, which makes 1,000% sense, since like
it does, yeah.
The entire cast of Deadpool 2 was, within
John Wick. Oh, he's a producer
on John Wick. He directed Atomic Blonde though.
But this explains the fight scenes though.
It was very John Wick.
That feeling. Explains the choreography.
100%.
He did Hobbs and Shaw.
He directed Hobbs and Shaw?
No, he was...
no. He directed Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, but this is Eddie and Helicopter
Yeah,
Pilot.
but it also says director.
That's weird. That's not a good movie.
That's not a good movie. He also directed a Celine Dion music video.
Oh, that's the Deadpool one.
Oh, true. Okay.
You never seen that?
No, I have. I just didn't. I forgot about it.
Yeah, Ashes is the Deadpool music video. That's hilarious.
That's very interesting. Oh my God.
So maybe we'll get more Adventures of Ladybug. That'd be
nice.
Dento Mushi.
El Dente.
The 7 sorrows of the world are stored in his spots. I don't want 7 sorrows. That's a shit deal.
That's a shit deal. I'm going back to killing Nazis.
Hell yeah.
I watched a movie this week that I hadn't seen since I was in high school. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah. I don't actually know anything about that movie.
Very good. It's Jim Carrey in a serious role. Doesn't happen often,
It does not happen often. It's not really his strong suit.
Truman Show, the number 23. You say that, but he's been in quite a few good ones. I just think that he doesn't really get work that way all that much,
Yeah, his whole thing is he's like a goofy guy.
Yeah.
73 wins, 111 nominations. It was a big hitter.
Mm-hmm. Very, very well received, critically and commercially and stuff. Elijah Wood's in it.
Yo. Okay, finish what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We'll get back to Elijah Wood.
But it's
The
a
guy.
very, very beautiful movie. I can't say really too much about it to you because it's gonna ruin a lot of stuff in it.
Oh, you're
but
trying to avoid spoilers.
true, because I would like you to actually see this.
Best
but,
writing for an original screenplay.
Charlie Kaufman is a prominent film writer. He's written a lot of like mind-bending shit. He wrote Adaptation with Nicolas Cage, where Nicolas Cage has
Best
a brother.
science fiction film? It was science fiction?
Yeah.
I guess I don't really know what it's about.
Yeah. It's like there's a lot of dream sequences in this.
When their relationship turns sour, a couple undergoes a medical procedure to have each other erased from their memories.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's very very dreamlike, very
It is science fiction.
very melancholy, you know what I mean? But like it's also there's a lot of stuff in it. I should say Kirsten Dunst is in it.
Also, Kate Winslet.
And the guy who played Carmine Falcone in Batman Begins.
Cool.
But yeah, Mark Ruffalo's in it too, I should say.
I see that.
Yeah.
Stan. Kirsten Dunst.
Nothing like
Amir Al-Said.
Frodo, the Hulk, and Mary Jane just erasing Jim Carrey's memory.
Erasing God's memory.
God, yeah, right. Jesus Christ. I love it.
Although I guess he was never actually God. He just got the powers of God and whatever.
Morgan
The
Freeman
Mask.
still
We'll
was
say
in
The
control.
Mask.
Yeah. The Mask, sure. That's his. We'll go with that. Or something Christmas, whatever his name was in fucking Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, I really don't remember.
I remember his last name was Christmas. I don't remember his first name.
It's been a long time since I've seen Dumb and Dumber.
You want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
No. Apparently, The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind got 8.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
It's very good.
It seems like it.
Very good, very good.
You know, now that we're looking at ratings and whatnot, I
Yeah.
do wonder what Bullet Train got.
Bullet Train.
Bullet. Brad Pitt, Joey King, 7.5.
7.5. Not bad. For an action movie, that's really good. Action movies aren't necessarily like highly rated, you know. They might not be bad, but a lot of people, you know, like don't super treat them as cinema a lot.
Bozos.
Bozos indeed. That's why Con Air is a 9 out of 10 in my heart.
Interesting.
It's very good. I love that movie.
So back to Elijah Wood.
John Cusack.
Have you seen the trailer for Weird?
Huh? With Daniel Radcliffe?
I thought that was Elijah Wood.
That's so funny. Everybody confuses them with one another. Yeah, no, it's Daniel Radcliffe.
It's the joke.
I didn't know if you were actually getting a confusion or if that was just like... that would have been so funny if you actually thought that it was... I'm just like...
The Al Yankovic story. But have you seen the trailer, though?
I have. I'm excited.
I'm really looking forward to this movie.
I'll watch it. There was already a Weird Al Yankovic movie in the 80s, but, you know, I'm not pressed.
There was?
It's called UHF.
Huh.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Yes. It's not necessarily a biographical movie.
Well, I don't think this is either.
Looks like it. Looks like it's going to be Weird Al Yankovic's story.
Were you listening to the dialogue?
I mean, yeah, but like, what? What do you expect?
Your father and I have decided that you should really just stop being yourself and stop pursuing the things that you enjoy.
Yeah.
I've always dreamed of taking a song that already exists and giving them new lyrics. Then do that. I don't think this is a biopic.
It looks like, I don't know. Definitely, people will correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like it's a biopic of sorts. You know what I mean?
Maybe it is.
As close as we'll get.
Weird Al'd the freaking script, I guess.
It's closer than fucking UHF, where it's just like a bunch of 80s references and comedy skits starring Weird Al Yankovic.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch that movie, but I will watch
That's fair.
Weird starring Elijah Wood.
You didn't know you wanted that in your life, did you?
You know, I still didn't. Still don't.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's Rambo Weird Al.
I'm good. I'm good without that.
Okay.
My Bologna.
Let's see what else did I
November
have
4th,
on
mark your calendars.
What else did I have on my agenda?
Not sure.
Shine 2022 happened recently. Mango did not win.
5th, right?
5th, and Mango's friend Lucky got 5th as well. They tied for 5th.
Interesting. How lucky.
I should say, even though he is Mango's friend is his sponsorship as well.
What?
So it'll say like Cloud9 Mango, and it'll say Mango's friend Lucky, like on their thing, like it's an official like sponsorship. Mango sponsors his friend Lucky.
What?
Yeah, right. So it'll be like C9 Lucky, or it'll be like C9 Mango, and it'll be like MF Lucky.
Mango's friend Lucky.
Yeah, it's really funny. Just every time I see it, I'm just like, oh.
So is Lucky a part of C9 or not?
That's what I think. Because he was wearing a C9 jersey when he went there. But I don't even know. So I don't, like, it's so funny. Fucking
dude,
killed me.
That reminds me. There was this, oh, God. I should have said something more.
You should have?
So many raggarts.
Oh.
So many There was this young woman who came into my store.
Your store.
My alcohol store.
Alcohol.
Which guarantees that she's above the age of 21.
To a degree.
On God.
On God.
But she's wearing a C9 jersey and a C9 like ball cap.
Yeah.
And she's a fairly attractive individual. And I was like, oh my God. She's perfect.
Wow. I found her.
So I walk, I was finding everything okay.
You're like flipping around your phone that has like the C9 sticker on the back of it or whatever. You're just like, hi.
Finding everything okay. She's like, oh yeah, I'm good.
Do you play CSGO?
Okay. Let me know if you need anything. She goes, okay. I was like, yeah. And I walk away. And I smash my head into a wall. I missed it. She'll never come back.
Sweet mystery of life. That's like when I was in an antique store one time, and like this really, really attractive lady came up to me and was like, I really like your outfit and stuff like that, and you look really, like, you know, you're really good looking. And do you know what I said? Thank you. And I said nothing more. I said, you have a nice day. And immediately following that, my brain was like, did you fucking hear yourself?
Chris!
And I was like, ah! I walked that entire antique store looking for her again. I think she left immediately following. I was like, no!
She was on her way out the door anyway.
Ah!
Thank you.
I hate.
Have a nice day.
Yeah. Many goings on at my place of work.
Recently. Interesting. Go on.
I almost burned the fucking building down.
The what?
I almost burned it down, man.
Oh.
Yeah. Not on purpose.
I filled the fryer basket with ice.
It did have something to do with the fryer.
Oh, no.
So, to save on time, I've done this many, many times before, and nothing has been a problem. I should mention that. I've done this probably upwards of 10, 20 times, and there's been no problem.
Are you about to say something incriminating?
Huh? No. I turned the vat on, okay, and then I started filling it up with the oil to, you know, make sure it was already heating before, you know.
Don't do that.
Huh? Why?
It's not the order in which you do things.
Fair enough. Caught on fire. There was a lot more smoke this time than there usually is.
You had the hood on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
110%. But it didn't stop the whoa from happening. That scared the fuck out of me. And our dear friend, who can be named on this podcast now, by the way, given previous week's
entrance into the funnyverse.
Amy was very hands-on and calm about the situation. It was just like,
good on you, Amy.
grab the metal fryer cover. You know what I mean? We have to smother it. You know, all that. Put that on there, and we put 2 other metal trays on either side to, stop any airflow within, and it was done.
Yeah.
The pilot light turned off, and I thought I broke the damn thing, but it was fine the next day. And now anytime I go near the fryer, everybody's just like, do a better job this time, huh? Dude, get the whole building. And I'm just like, oh.
You idiot.
That's what a friend of ours in subs was saying, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, she was very much do a better job.
Yeah.
I don't want to work here
That's
anymore.
my mom.
So that happened.
You are an idiot. You know that?
Yeah.
This is what happens when you take shortcuts for everything.
That night, we got shot. I just want to get things done fast so I can leave, damn it.
Do them well, and they'll get done faster.
But yeah, okay. So I finished up that, and we closed that night. And the next day I was like a 4 to 9:30 shift, and I get a text from Amy, and I'll show you the text that Amy sent me, if my phone will permit, because it's on like 1%.
Do you ever charge your phone?
I do. I just forgot to charge it last night.
I don't think you're telling the truth.
I received this text saying, and I quote, "What the fuck, dude?" I said, "What? What happened?"
Yeah.
She says, "You tell me," and I'll show you these images in particular.
Doity.
Well, not that one. Oh, why am I going this way? Okay.
Handprints. Doity.
There is buffalo sauce everywhere, Ian.
Dirty cutter.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Look, everywhere, Ian.
Yes, I see that.
I will show you an even more in-depth video that I took showing you just how everywhere it gets. This will not be shown on the podcast, by the way, just to protect the identity of where exactly I work. But, just believe you me, there was buffalo sauce everywhere, on the ceiling, Ian, on the light, on the top of the hood.
How do you get it on the ceiling?
Huh, exactly. I didn't get it anywhere, Ian. They thought that we did it.
Well, that is the natural conclusion.
100%. And I was thinking, wow, I mean, how could this have happened? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we did it, but like, I genuinely could not think of a way that it could have happened other than us. You know what I mean? I will say,
because you have to be checked out at night too.
And when we were checked out, there was no problems such as this mentioned. So we were like,
you were cleared by that.
Yeah,
right.
100%. There's some on the electrical boxes, like hold on, it like
in the dough.
No, on the back of the fryer, I had to move it. The back of the fryer, or the back of the ovens, got the most, just all up it.
What was the...
all over it. So, here's the thing. We eventually found it out to be night crew who did it.
That cleans the floors?
Uh-huh. Because we were and this is where my my watching of true crime shows comes into play, where I'm just like, I know how like spatters work as far as like blood goes, you know what I mean, and like how shit gets moved around.
Sure you do.
Huh? Like I can just use
a real hematologist.
I can just use the same thing with like buffalo sauce, because it's another liquid that's a little bit it's got a little. It's a bit more than water, you know what I mean? Like, it's got some substance to it, you know what I mean?
The word you're looking for is density.
Density! I was going to say viscosity, but,
Viscosity is how thick a substance is. How thick a liquid substance is.
Is that not what I was...
Maybe.
Okay. But I was like, somebody had to have been standing right around in this general area between, like, behind the oven and stuff like that. And, like, given the height of the splatter, they had to have been, like... It had to have been dropped from, like, a height, like... either just above waist high or like almost shoulder height, you know what I mean? Like it was everywhere all over the back. And for the entire rest of the day, like I cleaned all of it, like inch for inch. I cleaned every single piece of it off and stuff like that. And I was just like trying to figure it out, because like our Cambro with the buffalo sauce was intact. So obviously it didn't come from that, because the Cambro would be like totally borked if it did fallen from that height, you know what I mean? like cracked, broken, all the above.
Yeah.
And then I found this, just amongst the other buffalo sauces.
Well, it's hot sauce, but yeah.
True.
It's pre-buffalo.
Uh-huh.
There's no butter in that.
No.
It's just Frank's Red Hot.
It's just Frank's Red Hot. They just put it back on the fucking thing because they knocked it over. And, like, on the back of that thing and stuff like that, because, like, we had moved things around and stuff like that and noticed that, like, the spatter was, like, different on things where it, like, shouldn't have been if it had been there at the time, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, no. And then this was the damning piece of evidence. And they're still trying to blame us for it. Night Crew is. Even though everybody else is just like...
There's cameras in that department.
But you can't see from that angle.
I guess there's one in the back of it, yeah.
There's a blind spot there. Like, pretty much exactly
but
where
like,
it happened.
if
but
the
yeah.
closing manager checked you off that the department was clean,
Yeah.
that's the end-all, be-all.
And he stood up for us 100%. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I know. Like we're not going to get in trouble, but, like, that's the other thing, though, that, like, Night Crew is still trying to say that it wasn't their fault in any way, and that they're not going to be held
they would
responsible.
They might lose their contract if it turns out that they're just making messes.
Yeah.
They probably won't lose their contract, but they're afraid they will.
Yeah. But it's like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, we know, like, we have everything against you. Just admit it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. It was a rough couple days. But, yeah.
Yeah.
All that. Let's see what else did I have. Sus cooking TikToks. I showed you those before we started.
Yeah, and you've let me marinate on them for a long
Yeah,
time. I was
I
wondering
have.
when you were going to bring those
I
up.
have.
It was just, so it's just like making
so
a Starbucks
weird.
drink. But for some reason, there's intercut with, like, gay porn.
It was
At least one of them was gay porn.
I mean, they're like, there was people, like, there is either men making
Those
out.
two gentlemen were definitely in the buff. In that
Were
way.
they totally naked?
They seemed that way to me.
Interesting.
You just the camera.
I thought they were
angle-
just, like, shirtless or something. But
Maybe
yeah,
they
fair
were
enough.
just shirtless, but I don't know.
And then it cuts to, like, dogs doing, like,
Sometimes it's like dogs licking each other's snouts.
Yeah.
Which is almost more uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like, do they
Not
even...
almost, it is.
It is, yeah. Because, like, they don't even know that that's, like, a thing. That,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I would assume.
Why is this a trend?
But then it cuts right back to them making this delicious looking food, and, like,
with
to
some,
this
like,
song, you know,
some, like, Mexican music playing in the
background. I have no idea, but, like, the trend is, like, to see these videos. Like, I should mention this account has the username Starbucks. It's not verified, but it has like 7 million followers, and it has the icon, the Starbucks icon, and that's what it says.
I didn't even notice that.
It's so fun. Well, that's because I saved the videos. They don't have
Yeah, but it still has the ad.
the watermark. Oh,
underneath
fair.
The TikTok
It's
logo.
it's so funny. Oh God. But
It's so weird.
the trend is to
You're just like,
yeah.
watch these. Don't react to them. We'll talk about them later.
Yeah. I wanted you to sit with it. You know what I mean? I wanted to see how like time affected your viewpoint on such things.
I mean, I'm still just the only thing that I was
Just
thinking
reeling.
then. The only thing I'm thinking now is a single word.
Why? The trend is to like these videos come out and people react to them and they're just like, oh my God, I love French fries. What? Oh.
There could be orphans in those French fries.
They could be orphans. How dare you ruin those French fries? Oh my God. And the last bit of news, definitely the least exciting of all of them, is Mikhail Gorbachev died recently.
He wasn't already dead.
You would think. Man's died just
I had
the other day.
no idea.
I would have thought Putin would have had him, like, you know,
Yeah.
offed, you know what I mean?
Given the general ruthlessness of that country.
If anybody's going to rally behind someone, it's going to be, like, Gorbachev. Like, he was not
But he
necessarily
didn't-
unagreeable.
He didn't instigate anything, so
Yeah, no.
he stayed alive.
Yeah.
I mean, he was able to navigate staying alive under Stalin's reign, so I'm not
True.
surprised that he stayed alive under Putin's reign.
Fair enough.
Because Putin might be insane, but he's not more insane than Stalin.
Stalin's so insane, he died.
Putin's yet to accomplish this.
Yes.
But that actually reminds me, I love the movie The Death of Stalin. That's a fantastic movie. Have you seen it?
I have heard of it.
It is glorious. I think part of the reason why I love it so much is because the director was like, okay, so in reality, all these members of this cabinet and everything, they're from a bunch of different Soviet countries, right? They're not all Russian. So we can't just slap a Russian accent on everybody and call it a day, because that's just not true. Like, Stalin was from Georgia. He would have a Georgian accent, not a Russian one.
That's fair.
So instead, he was like, you know what, guys? Everybody just use your normal voices.
Okay.
So it's like a bunch of Cockney accents and just like obscure British accents, and then there's just like Steve Buscemi. And
hello, fellow children.
I'm drawing a blank on the name. We talked about him, I think, last week or the week before. The guy who plays Malfoy. I'm drawing a blank on his name.
You mean Lucius Malfoy?
Yeah.
Fucking goddamn it.
And the guy in the Patriot, I can't remember. Jason Isaacs.
He
plays the like Grand General or whatever of the Red Army.
Oh my god.
Field Marshal Zhukov, but his character is great. He just like sucker punches Stalin's son.
So he really is just like an asshole in like everything that he's in.
Anyways, this movie's hilarious. It's dark humor to the max, and it's just it's a fun time. We should watch it.
I'll give it a peep for sure.
We should watch it.
110%. That shit is.
But I think that's probably where we'll end it. The death of Gorbachev.
The death of Gorbachev.
You know,
the death of this podcast
Rest
episode. Did that mark on your head get worse or better when you died? I'm asking you directly, Mikhail Gorbachev.
I doubt that it would have changed.
I know you watch this podcast, goddammit.
You know that there's a character in One Piece that's based off of Gorbachev?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, there's the Gorosei is like the group of elders that runs the world government. One of them is like mostly bald and has a big birthmark on his head because he's supposed to look like Gorbachev.
Given the longevity of One Piece and the amount of people that there are and have to be able to populate, all of these different episodes and seasons and stuff like that, is there just an analog for everyone in One Piece?
Not everyone, but a lot of people.
You would...
for instance, the three admirals at Navy HQ, they're each based off of different actors from Japan.
Okay.
My favorite is Kizaru Borsalino.
Kizaru.
I might pull up a picture just because his face is hilarious. At first, I thought it was Elvis, but it's a specific Japanese actor that I don't remember.
Thank you very much.
But he's funny. I'll pull it up for you.
That movie's gotten crazy critical praise.
I haven't watched it.
Neither have I, and I probably won't because I don't care. But yeah.
I've never been a big Elvis stan, so
it's not even necessarily about Elvis. Like Stan, like it's fucking the movie's not about Elvis, and I don't think like people like realize that before they go into seeing it and watching it.
Wait, I thought it was an Elvis movie.
It is. It's a movie about Elvis's career and the fact that his manager was with him the whole time, and it's from his perspective. Tom Hanks, the old fucking hermit manager. He's the main character.
Huh.
It's so dumb.
That's actually kind of interesting.
Huh. It would be.
That sounds more interesting than watching a movie that was just about Elvis.
But I would just rather see a movie about Elvis instead of some crotchety old man who thinks that he was a part of something bigger, who did nothing. Other than be just like, he's doing it again.
You know what was a good musician movie? The Johnny Cash one, Walk the Line.
Walk the Line was great.
That was
yeah.
a good movie. Anyways, we're stopping.
Yeah,
we're done.
We're done. We're done. Hey, that hard
see ya.
Poop.